in here. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time you're watching this. As always, thanks for watching Common Sense Fishing. So today's live stream is to let you guys know that unfortunately I caught the coof. That's why I haven't been on for like the last week or two. Plus, Christmas, all that good stuff. And the giveaways, all these lures, man, I'm gonna just sanitize everything. Wait till I'm not testing positive anymore. Then we'll ship all this stuff out because I don't want to get nobody else sick. So I've already got lures out to 3 of the 10 people. So we still got to get Brandon Balcombs, Ronald Roquemore, the Funkin' CT, Mario with Let's Get It, Cam Say, Wheelchair Preacher, Gaming for Chronicles, TJ Nguyen, and then we have the bonus lures we got to ship out still. So I haven't forgot about you guys. Still got all your guys' stuff right here. As soon as I'm over this thing, though, we're going to go ahead and send everything out. So I just wanted you guys to know. I'm going to talk about my experiences with the coof. If you guys are wondering what happened, what's going on with it, in the household, because we do have a family of 8 here. My disabled dad and brother live with me, and they're extremely overweight and not that healthy. And then we have me, my wife, and 4 kids. And the mini split must need a charge again. It's been acting up. You hear it making noise. Let's turn the fan. So, anyways, um, we have 4 kids, and almost everybody's caught it so far. And fortunately for us, so I'm going to talk about my experiences with it. We're going to let you guys know what's going on. Um, we got the boat out, so I've been wanting to get out and go fishing. I just really can't. I don't want to go around anybody. Got to be self exiled, so to speak, right? Until I'm not testing positive anymore, then I could get out there and go fishing. But I think what I'm going to do is we're going to go and head out probably tomorrow and go fishing. I just probably won't go around anybody. I'm not going to take anybody with me. So I'm going to probably take my dog Charlie, and we'll probably head out to either Lake McClure or Lake New Melones. Um, Lake New Melones is the preferable one that I'd rather go to, but it's a farther trip. Don Pedro is just a far drive in the boat. If I launch at Fleming and I got to run all the way up, like 3 lakes long, basically, to get up towards Moccasin and Woods, which is where I'd go fish right now if I was there, or Hatch Creek. But so, McClure would probably be the easiest trip, while New Melones would be, in my opinion, most likely the most productive trip. So, uh, but that's what we're looking at. We're gonna plan that trip for hopefully tomorrow, because it's Sunday, today's Saturday. So happy New Year, by the way, to everybody. I hope 2022 is going to be much better for you guys than it was the 2021 and 2020. So hopefully this is a year everything will start turning around and getting better for everybody. But so let's talk about my experience with coof with COVID. What happened? So I caught the old Rona. About 4 days ago, 5 days ago is when I noticed symptoms. Was about 4 days ago, I think, and it hit me at about 2 o'clock in the morning, perhaps midnight. I don't remember, but I just remember waking up to go to the bathroom, and then all of a sudden, I just had the crazy shakes and body aches. And I knew, I was like, "Damn it!" I'm like, "I'm sick for sure." And wasn't like that bad. It was just, when you get a cold or something, I knew I was sick. So we have some at home tests, right? So I took one and I took a bath, and sure enough, within a few minutes, boom, positive. So I was like, damn. So I had to stay away from everybody, but I'm already sleeping in bed right there with my wife, right? So it's like, well, she probably gonna be sick. So sure enough, the whole entire household gets it pretty much. And for our experiences, so I don't know what variant we got, And I don't want to downplay anyone else's experience. I know people that have lost loved ones or friends. Hey, how's it going, Real Cali Living? So, yeah, good to see you on today. Happy New Year, and I hope you and the family are doing well. But for us, you know what? I'm going to be very honest. This was like a very, it was like a flu, not a flu, like a cold. Um, Came on as body shakes. And then the worst part of it, I'd say they're the two worst parts of what I had because it was pretty bad for one day was I had, a nasty fever for half of a day or a day. And it's probably what helped get rid of it so quick is because our house, we had the heater on, have a two-story house, so it got really hot upstairs. Now I'm just sweating balls. And body aches. My hips were aching so bad. My hips and parts of my butt, my joints and stuff. They were thank you very much. So my hips were just killing me. My joints were killing me. I had body aches, and I had a massive headache, just a migraine from hell. And um, I just took a bunch of ibuprofen, a bunch of Tylenol, just switching back and forth between the two. Some Theraflu. Took a gang of vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc. So I took zinc, vitamin D, vitamin C. Now go talk to your doctor. I'm not telling anybody what to do or what not to do. This is no medical advice. I'm just explaining how my situation with it went. So I had a relatively easy time with it. Basically, a nasty day that was probably one of the worst colds that I had ever had. It would feel like. Um, and then day two was instantly better, but still a pretty good pounding headache. And the chills and body aches, but not as bad. And day three was pretty much perfect. Like felt like I was ready to go fishing, but I still had a little bit of a temporal headache, and it seemed to shrink the spot on the head instead of the whole head being in a. It went to just one area. Right now, I still have a slight twinge, like every once in a while, if I cough or something too hard, I might have a little headache, like twinge, but right now, I'm feeling pretty much better, but I'm still testing positive, so I don't want to go around anybody. That's the other thing is like when I send everybody's lures out, I want to make sure that I disinfect everything and that I wait to send everything until I'm not testing negative. So if you're wondering, hey, why haven't I got my lure pack or any of that stuff? It's because I've been under the weather and I don't want to get you sick. So I've got tons of lures coming to all you guys and gals. I mean, so for everyone who won, for all our members on the channel, you guys are all going to be getting a cool lure or two. So thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Yep, Mario, let's get it fishing. Like I said, we're going to be sending out your guys' stuff soon. I just got to disinfect it and wait. I'm not going to ship it while I'm still positive. Thank you, everybody, for the warm wishes. But I've been following this channel, Local Marks Fishing. He's a UK fisherman, and all he does is he live streams himself fishing, and he fishes from the shore most of the time, right? Sometimes he gets in a raft. He's done some other stuff too. Really, really nice guy. And I go on and I super chat all the time and try to help him out and support the channel. Well, he lost one of his good friends the other day from COVID, and I don't think he was too unhealthy or too old. So I do know that it can take out young healthy people. I do know that everybody's fight with it is going to be different. Um, it's just my personal opinion. I'm anti-mandate and forcing people to do things. We should either live or learn. And then if you're going to be stubborn and something happens, that's on you. But then people say, but you get other people sick. Well, there's triple and quadruple vax people still getting sick. This thing's it's creating variants so fast. And then not only that, this is endemic. It's like the flu. You can't vax your way out of the flu. You could vax 100% of the population, and you will still have the breakout cases, new variants. Every year, it's going to mutate. We know this because the flu The influenza strain that we have now is a surviving strain of the Spanish flu from 1918. And um, that's what viruses do. They don't usually die off. Some of them can be killed, but that's when they're human host only, and then when the virus has a high efficacy rate, the vaccine. So again, not trying to get political, but I just want to do a little bit of. So I've been reading up on all this stuff, right? So if your vaccine has a high rate of actually stopping the virus, has a high rate, then you can vaccinate most of the population or all of the population and literally stamp a virus out, like polio, measles, and mumps. However, polio, measles, and mumps have a couple of things. They don't mutate as much as like a common flu or cold virus does. They don't they don't have animal reservoirs, so they're only in humans, right? Well, other viruses can lay dormant in animals and other things, and then can come back out onto the population. They're next to impossible to wipe out, as far as I can understand. That's why we haven't eradicated the common flu yet. And so, in my opinion, again, this is just my opinion. Don't take my medical advice or anything. But this Omicron, see, when we were kids in the '80s, your parents like uh, wanted you to get the chickenpox virus, because if you caught it as an adult, it can be deadly. So they used to. You can look this up. Parents used to sell, like, when a kid would get chicken pox, they'd have them lick lollipops and then give it to other kids so they could get chicken pox safely. And then they would have a natural immunity to it. Yes, they could get shingles later on in life, but if you catch chicken pox and you've never had it as a kid and you catch it as an adult, you can actually die from it. So um, the point being with that is that with this Omicron variant and it being as mild as it's been to me and my whole family, I mean, this is probably the best outcome we could hope for, is that a variant comes out that's so viral that everyone gets it, and that it's so weak that it doesn't really kill barely anybody, and we can all get natural immunity and get back to life, right? That way, this whole vax or not vax isn't even a question. So, anyways, that's what's been happening with me. Happy New Year's. Hey, Funk, I hope you guys got the toys that I sent you and little Frankie. So, super excited. I hope I was able to help out. Hope you guys got it. I said you guys were supposed to get it, I think, this Monday. So, sorry, I think it came in a day or two late, but appreciate your support, and I'm glad to be able to help out. Happy New Year to you and your family, and to everybody else who's watching. Yes, I'm feeling much better. Um, I have respect for the virus, and I always have. So, and then if you're someone who gets vaccinated, I completely support your decision. I think that we should all have the freedom to decide our own medical history or our own medical decisions on whether or not we want a procedure or not. And I don't down anyone who chooses one way or another. This is not the channel where I want to be all political or divisive like that. I just want to chronicle, or at least share, what happened with me and my family, because it was so crazy to get it, to test positive. And I've had 5 positive tests in a row now, no negative tests, all positive. And I felt much better like within 2 days. And then my daughter got it, right? And she had it maybe 12 hours and was feeling better, and she's already had 2 positives. And you can tell that we still like are a little like bleh, but we're pretty much feel a lot better. There's not a lot of symptoms, let's say. So the symptoms come on hard at first for us. Everyone's had a bad head. Like for us so far, the two just dead giveaway symptoms are the body aches and the headache. You got those 2 things, and it's Omicron, most likely. At least that's what I feel. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I know that everybody in the household is testing positive, and we all have the same, excuse me, we all have the same symptoms. We have a headache and body aches, basically. And for me, it went away within, I probably had it the worst. It was a really brutal 24 hours for me, and with the fever, the body aches, and the headaches, and then the next day was not as bad, but still bad, and then it was gone. And for my kids, it's crazy to watch them wake up with headaches, crying, "Ooh, I'm in pain." I give them some Tylenol, and 6 to 8 hours later, they're sitting there playing video games, hanging out like they don't even seem sick, and it's crazy. And they're testing positive. Like I don't know, we got lucky. So I prayed that if we did get it, that this would happen, and thank God, nobody's been severely impacted. And I send out prayers for anybody out there who has COVID, who knows people who have it, because it's not a fun virus. Let me tell you that it is real, and it's a nasty one. But for this family, I seem to be the one that caught it the worst. And the crazy thing is my dad and brother are extremely overweight, extremely unhealthy, and they should have been the ones to probably have it the worst. Excuse me, but they didn't have it that bad. And the other thing is, there's not a lot of coughing or anything. I don't have a lot of upper respiratory, no mucus stuff, no runny nose and stuffy nose, really. It's pretty crazy. And you guys hear me coughing every once in a while. It's because I used to be a heavy cigarette smoker. I don't smoke cigarettes, haven't for like 15 years now. But of course, I occasionally partake in other things. So my lungs aren't the most healthiest. So occasionally I just cough anyways. That's always been how it is for me. Maybe the COVID stepped it up a little bit, but and I honestly do believe that I caught COVID last year or the year before, because I was sick twice, but we never tested. This is the first time where it's been officially, 5 positive tests in a row. So so we know we have it. So we're all going to get better, take care of ourselves. I wish that awesome, yeah. So I wish everybody have a happy New Year's. Stay safe, take care of your family, and prayers for anyone who does catch it. It's not fun, and that's been my experience with it so far. And like I said, that's why I've also been late and behind. I haven't been producing any videos. I've been stuck at home. First, we had Christmas, and all. As soon as Christmas is over, I catch COVID. It's like, oh man. And I've had some work. So as soon as Monday rolls around, I've got 3 heating calls I've got to go do and repair some heaters, and then I've got a couple on Tuesday. But so here's some good news for you guys. I'm going fishing tomorrow. I'm gonna go to I'll take some disinfectant wipes. I'm gonna go to a gas pump where the store is closed, pay by my credit card, pump my gas in my truck and my boat, and disinfect it. Make sure I don't get nobody sick. I don't have any symptoms, but I'm still testing positive. Same thing with my payment. Disinfect the money in the envelope, put it in, then head out and go fishing, stick to myself. But I'm going to take you guys along. So tomorrow I'm going to go out and I'm going to attempt to do a live stream from the lake. So what we're going to do is I have a solar battery pack that I can run my USB cord from it to my phone. And my phone basically should have hours of charge that way while streaming. Um, and then I can set up a little tripod that I got and put it on my boat. And I'm gonna jerry rig the phone to it. We're gonna live stream from the phone, and then we're gonna see what we can go do tomorrow. So I'll do a Sunday live stream from Lake New Melones or Lake McClure. Just depends on which one I'm really. I'd rather fish New Melones, but Lake McClure is easier, so it just depends on what I feel like. I'm probably going to shoot for New Melones. Just depends on what reception is going to be like. So I'll find the parts of the lake that have fish and reception. Then we'll set up and we'll just start fishing, and we'll hang out for a few hours. So that should be happening tomorrow. And I'm today, as soon as I get off the live stream, I'm going to put together Fishmas 2021 video, so you guys can see all those toys going out to some lovely families and helping out people, and just some great warm feelings to start 2022 with. And I am going to be tournament fishing the boats out of the shop. So what I've got to do is my fish finder should be working. Um, and I don't see any kinks in my wires or anything. It's been acting up, but I noticed the charger for it's been stopped charging. I have a 3 bank and then a single bank charger, and the single bank stopped. And the battery that the single bank goes to is for the fish finder. So I have a feeling that battery being dead, that's why my fish finder hasn't been working or reading very good. So I've got the battery fully charged. We're going to see how it goes. If my fish finder is working great, I think I'm going to put a whooping on them. If it's not, I think I'll still do okay. And we'll record all that. So I'm going to be at Lake Melones, up above Don Pedro tomorrow, and we'll go live. And I think what I'm going to be doing is probably chasing big fish most of the day. So I'm going to try to get that one fish that's big. So I'll be probably throwing swim baits, glide baits, either a HUD or like a Sneaky Pete or something like that. And then also, if I have to catch some fish, I'll be jig fishing. And I probably will take some time out the day, depending on how fishing's going, to try to produce a couple of videos out of one trip, and maybe do a how-to on blade baits, a how-to on LVs, rattle traps, the war pigs, and when to choose what. Like, why would I use a war pig over a LV or vice versa? These little baby rattle traps, smaller versions. There's blade traps. So there's all kinds of cool different lures. I got the blade trap somewhere around here. It's a pretty unique one. It's like a rattle trap and a blade mixed. It's basically a blade bait that's got a rattle on the top, a cavity of rattles, I think on the top or the bottom. It's balanced perfect too. So this thing just looks great. I can't wait to get out there and try it out. So we'll be doing stuff like that. So I'll probably do a how to float and fly video, how to blade bait, and maybe top 5 winter lures and just try to catch 1 or 2 fish with that technique, and then talk about the technique, the gear, and all that, and do a short 5 to 10 minute video and do 3 or 4 of them so that I can make up some lost time, get you guys some cool tips and tricks, and also do a live stream at the same time. So we're going to be shooting from the GoPros, and we're going to be live streaming from the cell phone. So look forward to that tomorrow. I'm going, no matter what, I'm going fishing tomorrow. I just don't know if it's going to be McClure or New Melones, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be New Melones. And like I said, all of the members, all of the people from the giveaway, I still got your stuff coming. I just don't want to get anybody sick, so I'm not going to mail anything until I'm feeling better and I'm not contagious. Now, what's up with the blade baits? Real Cali Living blade baits. What these guys do is when the water temperature gets really cold, when it gets into the 40s, lower 50s and 40s, what happens is bass become real lethargic and slow. However, they'll bite 2 different ways. Like a float and fly is a great cold water bait, just something that's like almost just dead floating in the water, and then you occasionally twitch it, and the little skirt flares, and you get a little hair jig, and it moves, it twitches as you move your bobber. And if there's any wind or any current, it slowly moves along in the water column, and you have it floating down wherever you think those fish are at, if you see them on the fish finder at a certain depth, right? So a float and fly is a killer cold water tactic, because again, fish will strike 2 different main ways in the wintertime, and they're very cold, very lethargic usually. However, the one way you can get a bass to eat aggressively, or not even to say aggressively, but to turn them on to eat something moving, is when that movement is erratic and very, or not erratic, but very lifelike and tight. So the vibrations on a lure like this are going to be much more like this, right? It's going to shake. The vibration on this little thin blade bait is going to be like, it's going to be real tight. And in the winter, one main tip that all the pros will tell you is in the wintertime, you want lures that have a tighter wobble. So Rapalas are killer lures in the wintertime, right? A lot of their stuff has been used back east. A lot of guys here use their stuff. Rapala, real thin, you know, tight stuff, not like a shad wrap that's going left and right. You want something that's got a darting movement straight, you know, and a blade bait falls like a dying fish, and then when you jig it up, it's crazy. And then the other thing is, so it's just like an LV 500, but one of the tips about it is this is what I was told by an old timer. Okay, is in the fall, in the summer and fall, there's huge schools of bait fish, right? And the bass eat those fish all year long. The school's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So you have less fish. So when there's lots of fish, you want the noise because that's the noise of the school moving together. When there's less fish, you want something quiet. So there's not a ton of noise being made. The bait fish is probably moving slower. And this allows you to just dangle it. You can use this and count it down so you can cast it out. Don't let it hit the bottom, and you can yo-yo it just like an LV 500, but this thing is silent. And silent, I've always been told, is best in the dead of winter when it's extremely cold. A lot of the time, those rattles might actually turn the fish off. So if you're using an LV 500 and you're not getting hit, switch over to the blade bait. And one of the best times I've been told to fish an LV 500 is when it's really windy or choppy. Then even in the dead of winter, that noise sometimes helps and the fish might like that. Well, if you got a calmer day, this is something you're going to want to roll with. So a little bit of the differentiation between a blade bait and an LV 500 and what's up with them, because blade baits, they've been around for a long time, and they basically, they're like the pros' little dirty secret, like a floating fly. So a lot of people have been winning tournaments on stuff like blade baits and floating flies when they're late January tournaments, early Feb tournaments, or just winter tournaments. And that's kind of like a dirty little secret, let's say. I usually jerk bait in the winter. What setup do you use for a floating fly? Yeah, so for me, we'll give you real quick the top 5 lures in the wintertime is going to be not in any specific order, but yes, a jerk bait, a blade bait, or like an LV 500. We can kind of classify them in the same category. A floating fly, and then I would say a jig, and then after that, I would go with a drop shot. And what I use a blade bait on is I primarily throw a blade bait on a spinning setup. You're going to probably want to use anywhere from, I don't know about 6, but 8, max maybe 10, 8 to 10 pound line. And fluoro is what I like to go with. And sometimes if your line has too much memory, I know you can use light mono on it too to give it a little stretch because it is a treble hook lure, and the hooks are very small on these guys. So it doesn't hurt to have a little forgiveness. So mono can work, but I like fluoro because of its sensitivity. Because in the wintertime, a lot of the times when you get a bite on one of these, it's just going to be a tiny little tap. And then all I do is just really kind of lift and reel, not even much of a hook set. And so to do that, I'm using very similar equipment as I would for a drop shot rod. So spinning gear, light tackle, we're looking at 8 to 10 pound test. I would probably say 8. 8 to 10, depending on what kind of fish you're catching and where you're at. If you're catching bigger fish, I don't think 10 would hurt too much, especially if you notice you're not getting bit as much, then drop your line size. But 8 to 10, probably somewhere from a 6'6" to a 7'2" rod max, maybe 7 feet. Medium action, medium light even, um, and I would say like the Dobbins Fury rod that I have that's for shaky heads. That's like one of my preferable rods to throw it on. You know, a good old spinning combo. You don't have to use anything fancy. You can go to Walmart. You can have a $40, $50 setup. It's just you want to use the right line. So you either want to use like maybe 10 pound or 8 pound fluoro, or probably something like 8 pound mono. And mono floats, fluoro sinks, and it depends on like the line memory. Because sometimes if you notice you're getting the hooks caught up in the line, and you basically what happens is when the lure falls and it falls like this, sometimes it can tangle itself up in the line. So if your line's too light and it's like fluoro, it sinks too quickly. Um, you can have some issues with it. But also the thing is, you'll notice on a blade bait here, there's two holes on the top. You see how there's two holes there? So one is for like a cast and retrieve, and maybe a yo-yoing cast and retrieve, while the other is for an up and down, like a yo-yo, or even a rip, like a rip bait. So it's a crazy, crazy killer technique. The way I tend to fish them is going to be two main ways that I fish a blade bait. I'm either going to fish it like a jig, and I'm going to let it hit the bottom. I'm just going to pop it up and then let it hit the bottom again, pop it up, and just work it like a Texas rig worm. Instead of dragging it, though, you always want to hop it, because you're going to snag it eventually if you just drag it. But if you give it a sharp little pop and it just pops right off the bottom, it can land right on wood or something. It's just going to pop right off of it. So, killer technique. And I would recommend a higher speed reel with it. The reason being is I like to use high speed reels on these lures that are treble hooks, and that I use like jigs in the wintertime, because when I get bit, a lot of times these fish don't hold the lure forever. So as soon as you get bit, I like to just like a drop shot where you just kind of lift up and reel. So if there's slack, if there's a if it's a long cast, I want to be able to pick that line up very quickly and set that and get that hook set, or get those hooks into that fish with a high speed reel as well. Um, so that'd be about the best information I could give. I think it would be like off the top of the head. I think it'd be better if I did a video on it, which is what I plan on doing tomorrow. Am I ready to bust that raft out? Hell yeah, buddy. Purple Viking, head out to Cressy. It's only 12 o'clock right now, buddy. I don't got a watch on, but a computer. We can go out to Merced River right now down by my house and go slay some spotted bass out the Purple Viking, and I'll go blow that bastard up, and we'll go, and I got the paddles for it, and we'll go out there and smack them on the Merced River. I love it. Only problem right now is the Merced River. I don't know if it's blown out. I haven't seen it. I haven't drove by the Cressy Bridge yet. I don't know if it's blown out or if it's still really nasty. Last time I drove by, it was the winter time, and it was almost dried up, and it was almost all dead weeds. It was just the sickest looking, like, oh, poor Cressy. Looked like it needed some help bad. But them fish get trapped there, man. They got nowhere to go. They're going to hang out in that deep pocket, where we're talking about, that deep hole on the left. Either that or they'll be in the weeds. Blade bait's great for that, ripping out of that hyacinth or whatever. So I'm excited. I'm ready to rock and roll. So tomorrow I'm going to take a trip out to New Melones. We're going to put you guys on some fish. We're going to discuss the top 5 winter lures. So I'm going to throw like a jerk bait, a blade bait, we'll be rolling like a float and fly, and an A rig is also a very underrated, awesome wintertime lure. So is a spinnerbait. Um, you just have to slow roll everything towards whatever depth those fish are at. So if they're suspended, say they're suspended in 50 feet of water over 70 feet, 80 feet of water, then you're going to want to slow roll that thing down that deep. Oh, for sure. Oh yeah, real Cali living. Let me know. You got a new yacht. Congratulations. Yeah, Bassin with Chaffel. I'm gonna be at New Melones tomorrow if you want to go in the boat. But if you want to just roll in, if you want to just roll in the freaking Cressy, we can go puff the raft up. I'll go in the raft. You guys go in your kayaks, and I'll be struggling and sucking balls while you guys are like champs, just sitting high and clean. And I'm sunk down in this inflatable raft. And it, of course, always loses air halfway through the day. Start getting water or what inside, and then I love it. I start spinning in circles. When you think, okay, oh, I got somewhere I'm going to cast, you paddle yourself, you cast out, and then by the time you start working your bait in, you're like, damn it. Next thing you know, you're fishing like this. I've got on video me hooking a fish like this over my shoulder backwards because I'm spinning in circles. For any of you guys who've ever fished out of a raft, you know my struggles, especially if you're a fat man. I don't care how you try so hard to balance the raft perfectly. You get your little milk carton and you put all your gear in your little milk crate in the front, try to weigh the front down, then you're in the back, and then you and then you try to drop the anchor down, and then you're all positioned, then the anchor hits, boom, and then the boat starts turning with the current or wind into a different position, and you cast it, and now you're facing over here, and your lure's that way. Oh, it's a struggle and a half. But if you guys have seen, I've got 370 something videos on the channel now. I think I've got 3 of them out at the Merced River where I'm in a raft. And I'm putting the hammer down on them, catching 3 and 4 pound largemouth and spotted bass, spinning in circles, having a great time. And yeah, great times. So you guys let me know. I'm down. If you're not scared of getting the Rona, man, some of my good friends, if you guys are crazy and you want to go with me, fine. But anybody else, I'm not trying to like intentionally put people, at risk or get them sick. So I'm trying to be responsible here, but yep, raft life. You know how it is, buddy. Bassin with Chaffel's been there. So one thing I'm going to do as soon as this live stream's over, I'm going to start putting together the Christmas video. Probably going to take me hour to edit it, put it all together. Then we'll release it immediately. I'm going to give it to everybody. Usually members are going to get early access, but I've been waiting too long. It's already past Christmas, but I want to make sure I get that video out to you guys. Then I'm going to go start getting my gear prepped and ready for tomorrow. And I'm super excited. I've got to get my little battery pack all fully charged up. And that way it'll last, most of the day out there at New Melones. And if anybody wants to go crazy enough to fish Cressy with me, I might be down. Let me know. Otherwise, if you also crazy enough and you feel like riding in the boat with me, your call. But if not, I think I'm going to take my doggy fishing, Charlie, here, if nobody goes with me. Charlie, come say hi. Oh, he's lazy. He's right here laying down. What you doing, boy? You're such a lazy dog. He's awesome, boy, though. You only live once, that's right. Yep, all right, cool. Just let me know when you're feeling up to it. I'm still testing positive, but I feel like, whoo, yeah, not really, but I feel like 75%, 80%, like up to full recovery, about 80%, I'd say. Um, Slight like head twinge and then stomach like ugh, couple of days of not eating, and then when you eat, it's like ugh, heavy stomach and stuff like that. I have to go to the bathroom more than once, or not a lot, not like diarrhea or nothing, but it's just different getting over a sickness. You know what I mean? So we'll see how it goes. But no matter what, I'm going tomorrow. I don't want to put nobody at risk, so I'm going to be respectful of others. I'm going to wear a mask when I'm near anybody else. Also, going to bring some Clorox wipes just to disinfect some stuff down while I pump my gas and do my stuff, because I don't want to get nobody else sick. I'm not a big paranoid person about COVID. You guys probably know how I feel about it, but I respect other people's feelings. And being that I am not really sick, but I'm still positive, means I could probably still transmit it. I just want to respect everybody else and not get nobody else sick. So bad enough, I get the whole family sick. So or somebody got me sick, and then I got everybody sick because I'm dad and I'm lazy and I'm just like, whatever, I'm gonna do me. You know what I mean? I'm sitting down on the couch watching TV. Like nobody's kicking me out of my spot. You guys stay away from me. And of course, with 4 kids and all these people in this tiny little house, there's just no way it didn't spread. And yeah, everybody got it. Thank God for us. It's been a weak one. Everybody's getting over it pretty good. So, hallelujah for that. And knock on wood, right? And yeah, I'm super excited. We're going to put some good stuff together for you guys and gals. So I'm sorry I've been missing some videos. I've been gone like a week or so, but I'm back. So look forward to them live streams coming back Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Like when I miss them, I try to jump in, on random days like I am today. Tomorrow we're going to do another one. Hopefully we'll get some more people on. We're going to live stream from the lake. So I'll try to set that up. And then one thing you guys can do is, I've noticed sometimes, channels will put their stuff up, and then you can set a reminder, uh, like I can put the live stream up like a day before I actually go live. And that gives more people a chance to see that I'm going to go live, and they can click on it and set a reminder or whatever. That way, when I do go live, hopefully we can get some more people. So I'll try to do that today, put up something showing that we're going to be up tomorrow. If not, I might have to do it from my cell phone. We'll see how it works. Kind of like a draft video, you put it up there, but you don't actually go live until that moment. So, sun UV rays should be good for you. And I've never tested positive. I have to wait a couple days before they let me go back. Much love to the whole family. Same with you, brother. Bassing with Shafel, that's family right there. So, but yeah, all right, folks. Happy New Year. Everybody stay safe. Take it easy. Thank you very much for joining me today. I just want to let you guys know what's going on. All the members, you guys are getting your stuff coming. I'm surprised we haven't had any members pop on today yet. So thank you guys who just for supporting, watching, and hanging out. But all the people from the giveaway, from the Christmas giveaway, your gifts are all coming out. All the members, all your guys' stuff is going to be coming. I just don't want to get nobody sick. So thank you guys. Hopefully we'll see you on tomorrow at the live stream out at the lake. And don't forget, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm back, baby. I'm feeling great. I got the boat out the shop. I'm prepped and ready. The live well's working. So now I can take glory pictures. We can hold, 4 or 5 fish in that live well, get some nice pictures, keep the best 5. We can start getting tournament ready. So I'm excited. We're going to bring you guys along, and I'm going to share everything with you guys. And if I lose in the tournaments, whatever, the idea is I'm going to get out there. I'm going to go have fun. I'm going to share with everybody what's working, and may the best fishermen win. And we're just going to go have a good time of it. So thank you for watching Common Sense Fishing. Happy New Year, everybody. Stay safe, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.